Hi guys, Miss Owens here. Happy Monday. Today we're going to expand our knowledge on infinitives. If you recall last week, we talked about the present active infinitive. We also talked about the present passive infinitive. And we're going to add to that today with something called the perfect passive infinitive. You're going to see on your page, which I've got an example of your page up here, you're going to have this top box to fill in according to what I'm about to explain. I've colored some of these boxes dark gray so that you know you don't need to have any notes in them right now. We're just going to concentrate on these top three, okay? Don't forget, if I go a little too fast, you can always slow this down by pausing it or going back and just getting the information that you need. All right, so here is your short and sweet explanation of a pretty straightforward construction, the perfect active infinitive. Here is a recap from last week. I hope you did your notes last week. I hope they look good. You can honestly go into your Google Docs and reopen your last Monday's work and copy and paste this onto your current document. You can also just type this out as I have it right here. These are the two that we practiced last week, and we have seen them even well before then. But if you needed those notes or you forgot all your stuff at school, any of those things, remember we're giving this to you again, okay? So the top left-hand corner says present and active, where those two columns and rows meet right there, the X and Y axis, present active infinitive. That will be just the second principal part of a verb. That form usually ends in RE, and it translates as to blank, to understand, to walk, to go, right? All of those are infinitives. And that's typically what we learned as just the infinitive period way back when you were in Latin 1. But we're adding to that a little bit by showing you that infinitives can have different tenses and different voices. The other one that we practiced last week is called the present passive. You can see that just to the right of the box we were just looking in. See where present and passive meet on the chart. And this one takes the second principal part. You take off the last three letters, which here I have represented as question mark RE, and you add the appropriate ending according to its conjugation. ARI, ERI, IRI. That's the chart. First, second, third IO, and fourth. And its translation, pretty straightforward. You always add be, being, or been to make something sound passive. So it's to be blanky D, to be understood, to be seen. You know, English has some weird ways of saying ED, the past tense of a word, so you need to roll with that. But the ED form is the basic passive form that you need to have there. All right, today we're going to concentrate on this box, the perfect active. So I expect you to write that in your notes accordingly, okay? All right, simple and sweet. You're going to love how easy this is. It does not matter which conjugation you're in. You simply go to the third principal part, which on my example up here, my verb that's at the top of the slide says saluto, salutare, salutavi, salutatus. It means to greet. We get words like salutations or salute from this, or if you are the salutarian at your graduation, that means you give the introductory address, the valedictorian, excuse me, I was going to say it just in the Latin way there with the V's and W's, but that word means to say goodbye. So they're the person who gives the ending speech, and those are typically the highest and second highest ranked students in the school. So that's what this word comes from. And to go back into the box, where perfect and active meet is the perfect active infinitive. You find your third principal part. Here that will be salutavi, and you're going to cut off the I from the third PP. Easy, simple. Do it once. It's gone. Cut off the I from the third PP. And you're going to add ISSE. The translation will be to have blanky D, to have understood, to have seen, to have greeted. If you have salutavisse, SALUTAVISSE. Here it is. You can see it. Not just have me spell it out at you. But the present tense active infinitive for this is just the second principal part. It ends in RE. It means to blank. The present passive is the ARI form, and it means to be greeted. The perfect active takes the third principal part, I cut off the I, and then I added ISSE, to have greeted. Those of you guys who are looking at this and saying, why do I have to cut off an I if I'm just going to add an I, right? Remember, there are always these exceptions, and the rules that I give you are the best rules to use because you can use them most widely. Even if it seems like it's a little redundant or you're doing like a repeated action, trust me, I do that for the sake of having things the same every time. Promise. Okay. And, that's the only notes that you need for this particular activity. You're going to have great luck with this. We've got a few different versions for you here, but the top part is the same for everybody. You know how I like to do this. The top is the notes. I expect to see the same notes that I just wrote. If you go back to your work from last week, you can copy and paste the notes you already took, so you don't have to retype them, but they're not that complicated. So if you want to just retype them for practice, that's fine too. And then I want you to do what those notes tell you to do for the verbs you see on your screen. So I'm going to do the first one with you. Porto, portare, portavi, portatus. It means to carry. The present active box is the one that I've currently clicked into. And this one's so easy. It's literally just the second principal part. I'm going to type that in. And I'm also going to give myself room to write out the translation. And it is to carry. So easy. So easy, right? All right, the present passive form is the next box I want to go to. It's the second one that we learned. And if you follow the formula on your slide, and hopefully the one written at the top of your page for easy use, you're going to see you're going to take off the last three letters of the infinitive, that you just wrote. So port would be the beginning of the word, right? And because it's first conjugation, I'm going to add A-R-I. If you can't remember your conjugations, or if you're getting mixed up about which one is which, go back to last week's work, right? This all builds on top of each other. So you want to make sure that you have the notes if you need the notes. Have them in a safe space, okay? All right, portare translates as to be, period. Simply put, be, being, or been, make something passive. All right, here's the new one. The perfect active infinitive comes from the third principal part, is portavi here. And I'm not even going to bother writing the I because I'm going to cut off the I from the third PP. And I'm going to add isse, I-S-S-E. The translation is to have carried, to have blank-ed. And guys, that's it. You see how little time that took me, and I was explaining things in between typing. I would like you to go through your worksheet. Everyone's going to have 3 more in addition to the one practice one that everyone has the same. And feel free to reach out with any questions if you've got them. I hope you guys have a good week. The weather's really nice. I hope you get to go outside and get some sun. Please do that.